Hey, this is Pablo with LSP Data, and on this video, I'm going to focus on leveraging code violations to find your next off-market deal. So, if you're not familiar with code violations, what are they? So, this happens when a property doesn't comply with local building zones, codes, or specific zoning laws and whatnot. So, think of, let's say you're driving through your neighborhood and someone has high grass. Maybe someone left the faucet running, right? So there's a lot of water sort of pouring in the street, etc. So what citizens typically do is they'll report this to the city, or it can just be a city inspector, right? Dealing with complaints from tenants, as a lot of tenants may have health related issues because of mold inside their property, or maybe the water's leaking because of the roof is caving in, right? So a lot of those end up as code violations, right? And depending on your county or city, obviously these violations lead to fines. So specifically in, say, Harris County or Dallas or other places like California, there are consequences, and depending on how the property owner handles this, right, and their financial situation, or if they have other kind of distress factors going in, this may impact them. And if you come into the picture, you may be able to purchase a property because they may be in a situation where they may want to sell because they're not going to address these situations, right? And again, it could be for many reasons, but a lot of properties that fall under this condition is because the landlord probably inherited the house, or is just a straight up slump lord, right? So it just really depends. But ultimately, this may end up in a code violation. And as here, I'm giving you two examples. One is nuisance on property and trash dumping on a legal website, right? This was identified through our virtual driving platform, but I'll walk you through our code violations platform, which this information is also available. And just from historical data, or just asking some of our customers that are using our platform, these are some of the ones that are typically may lead someone to finding a motivational seller, right? When the property has structural issues, or they're just overgrown lots or neglected properties, right? Or some that have multiple code violations. So in general, again, I'll walk you through the platform, but I wanted to touch a little bit of what code violations are and why this is a interesting data source to look at, to potentially find good deals, and again, finding those motivation factors, right? So lspdata.io, we've recently added our code violations page. So if you click on this, we're covering most of the United States and most of the relevant cities, right? So in this case, let's touch on California. So let's choose a few of them just to kind of walk you through it. But if you were to use the platform, you'll see that on the daily, there's new records or new leads that come in, again, related to code violations or complaints or vacancies, right? So if you're not so sure how to use a platform, here under violation type, there's plenty of violations to select. What I typically suggest is to look for specific keywords, right? So whether the roof caving in, high grass, someone's not taking care of the property, right? In this instance, I'm typing vacant, and I come across vacant home and overgrown weeds on private property, right? So the beauty of this is that we get an insight on what is going on within that property. So in this case, as you can see, the owner removed an authorized tenant, right? And the property owner doesn't live in Vallejo. They live in San Francisco and manages the property remotely. So we may be dealing with a tire landlord, or someone who's perhaps has multiple evictions and whatnot, right? So, and obviously we add a Google street view, and depending on how up to date or out of date this may be, gives you an idea of so potentially somebody broke in, as we saw in the description as well. Anyway, so this may lead to you finding who the property owner is, calling them, and making an offer, right? And again, pretty recent as well. This one specifically, it's homeless encampment, illegal dumping, etc. So as you can see, this is going to give you some of those violation types, but I got there by typing a specific description here, right? So now, again, vacant home, illegal dumping, etc. So we can also select those as individual code violations, right? And now if we search, if we hit search here, there's about 2,587 one, and they're all related to, code enforcement and whatnot. So how does this help you? Well, this may lead you to that motivation that a lot of people are looking for, right? So again, if you're dealing with someone who has had multiple fines, right, and they need to, they can pay them, because obviously they don't have enough to pay for the fines to address the issues that were raised or the violations, right? So this may lead to a opportunity of you coming in, and especially if maybe they're behind taxes, or if they're just a slumlord or someone who lives away and doesn't want to deal with the addressing them. This could be a problem that you could take off their hands, right? So again, this applies not only to Vallejo, maybe we can go into Oakland, same situation. I would start with something that's very familiar to you, right? Maybe if we type grass, it may give us things about, this property is overgrown with weeds, trash is accumulated, etc. Some of this causes fire hazards as well. So there's a lot. Again, this description bit is going to give you a lot of insight into what the situation is on that property. And again, I like to start off with vacant or overgrown. Random people are starting to enter these vacant property, right? So as you can see, this one's probably been abandoned for a while. Doesn't look bad. This was less than a year ago since this picture was taken, but again, different examples, right? Now, again, we're in different places in the US. So in Texas and in other states, we'll be able to also give you the name of the individuals, first name, last name, etc., to make it easier for you to skip trace those properties, right? So it can be as simple as choosing, say this is we're looking for absentee owners, looking for individual owners, right? And let's say we're looking for properties that are vacant as well. So it's as simple as, entering that information. This is a legal dump, right? It's as simple as choosing those records that you're interested in and exporting them. So we can easily export to Excel or as a CSV, and you'll get the relevant information as well. I'm not going to show the full owner information, but I'm just going to scroll over just to show you that you're getting all the property information as well. And it's as simple as that to be able to skip trace it, get in contact with the property owner, right? As we mature our platform, we're also going to add USPS vacancy or delinquencies, right? And other factors that you can filter by. And again, it's as simple as that. To remind you, we refresh this data on a daily basis. So depending on if you subscribe to it, you get access to all this on a daily basis. So finally, if you want to sign up for this, we do offer a free trial, 7-day trial, and we have 2 types of subscriptions. One of them is a state subscription, which gives you access to all the cities and future cities that we end up adding. And you can enter discount code LSP data and you'll get a 7-day trial. And also this gives you access to all cities within that state. Or you can subscribe to an individual city. Same thing. You can sign up for the entire year, which ends up about $14.99 a month, or you can sign up on the month-to-month basis. And again, same thing, LSP data for a 7-day free trial. If you have any questions in general, you can set up a Zoom demo and we can jump and walk you through the platform, maybe share some success stories from our current customers, and hopefully this we can help you close your next deal. Again, lspdata.io, and looking forward to talking to you, and take care.